Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we've got the 14th episode of my top 10 setups of the day. Before we get started, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel to see more of these amazing setups. To start off our list today, we've got this amazing setup from Tony Beetle, who's got this fantastic modern and nature-filled setup. First and foremost, we've got to mention that amazing desk that was custom built by themselves. It provides plenty of actual desk and shelf space to keep the desk from feeling too cluttered by having a stand to put your monitors up on. Next to the two ViewSonic monitors, we've got a Fostex white speaker setup, as well as some black PreSonus Eros E4.5 BT speakers. Behind all of this tech is a very unique set of Bubios acoustic wall panels covered in sheets of green smarts plants walls. Overall, this is an open and stylish setup that would be perfect for any music lover. Up next is this super sweet setup from Stuart Mike with another super unique desk. For monitors, we've got an Asus ROG PG35VQ monitor, and then I've got a PG27UQ monitor, both of which are decently large monitors, but by having them up on the stand, it keeps the desk from feeling super cluttered or taken over by the monitors. On the right, we've got a sweet PC with a Lian Li 011-D case, but for a change, the case is blue instead of white. And I've got to say, it works really great with the dark wood of the desk. Up on the walls you can see some nano leaf lights in a really nice configuration, but I would love to see what they look like actually turned on. Despite what the wallpaper on this next setup might have you believe, nothing about this setup from Leiden is actually that meh. They've got a super sweet double monitor setup with some great matching wallpapers that totally match the black and white theme that they've got going on. The unique keyboard is a KBD67V2 Mark II keyboard with GAT milky yellow switches and WOB keycaps. I really love how minimalist this setup is, but I'd love to see another angle of this setup so that we can see the full desk. At our number 7 spot today, we've got this adorable setup from Crushside. This setup is one of the best uses I've ever seen of the textured wall art with the Weiger vinyl wall paneling. On the desk, we've got a Samsung 32-inch CF391 curved LED monitor and a 24-inch Dell P-Series that's been spray painted white to match the theme of the setup. Below the monitors, we've got a super cute ACO 3087S Sakura pink keyboard with double-shot PBT pudding Miami Vice keycaps right next to a Razer Basilisk quartz mouse on top of an innocuous desk mat. We've got a great system for sound with an Audio Engine A5 Plus speakers, Audio Engine D1 DAC, and Audio Engine D8 sub, as well as some Razer Nari headphones on a Razer base station quartz headphone stand. To finish off this amazing setup, we've got a PC on the right in a Corsair Carbide 275R that's been spray painted a fantastic shade of pink to mesh well with the rest of the setup. Our next setup is another super aesthetic and adorable pink setup, this time from StygiMolok. First up, we've got an IKEA desk that we don't see too often in the form of a Mickey Corner workstation. We've got a pretty minimal setup here from only a Samsung C27F391FHN 27-inch curved monitor, a Black Widow light Razer keyboard, and a Razer headset, along with a mouse on one of the smallest mousepads that we've actually seen on this channel. Only having the single monitor and not having a ton of large and intrusive peripherals really helps keep this relatively small corner desk from feeling too tight and cramped. Coming in at number 5 is this setup from Jockle Tactical, who has completely mastered ambient RGB lighting. For their desk, they've got a very large custom cut plank from Home Depot, resting on a set of iconic IKEA Alex drawers from IKEA. They have a fantastic triple monitor setup with two Dell U2719D monitors on either side of an Acer 144Hz 2K monitor. Although it isn't in frame, for sound they're using a set of Sony WH-1000 XM4 headphones. To the right of the desk on an IKEA lac table is the OP's PC in a Talius case. I would love to see what this setup looks like with their chair, but overall I'm a huge fan of this setup's lighting. Our next setup comes to us from FloatOne, who's got this super futuristic and yet cozy build. They're using a Varitable as a desk to hold three 27-inch LG GL83A-B 144p monitors, with two of them being turned vertically. Below that is a ROG Scabbard XL mousepad under a Logitech G915 Lightspeed wireless keyboard and a Logitech G502 Lightspeed wireless mouse. For sound, we've got two Edifier 1280-T monitors with a set of Beyerdynamic DT770 Pro headphones, with a set of Corsair HS70 wireless as a backup. On the right side of the desk, you'll spot their gorgeous PC with an MSI Z390 MPG Gaming Plus motherboard, an Intel i7-9700K CPU, and an RTX 3070 Founders Edition, with 4 8GB sticks of RAM at 32MHz, in this very slick NZXT 710i case. At our number 3 spot today, we've got Naco Monitor 1999 with their very cozy and RGB heavy build. This monitor setup is super well done, managing to have 3 horizontal monitors in a relatively small space without feeling too cramped. Any music fan will fall in love as soon as they spot the Akai MPK Mini and the Akai Fire. Towards the right of the build is the PC with a dark base 900D case, which is a gorgeous looking case that we very rarely see. I think the thing I like the most about this setup is the use of peripheral stacking to make the most of the small desk space. Coming in at number 2 is another RGB heavy setup from Dangerous_Ad. First things first, they're using 2 Canon TLS-1232 speakers from the 70s as desk legs. For peripherals, we can see a Logitech mouse next to a Corsair Strafe Mark II keyboard with some G-Kill crystal keycaps. On the right side of the photo, you can see that super comfortable looking Secret Labs Titan chair. For their PC, OP is using a classic Lian Li 011-D case that we're pretty used to now seeing on the channel. This setup is another great example of using RGB lights, but not making them too harsh on the eyes, giving the whole build a very nice glow. Last but certainly not least is this super minimal and chic setup from May Not Care. They've got one of the best uses of the nano leaf lights that I've seen, with an absolutely stunning colour palette, with a big 34-inch Acer Nitro X3340CK monitor and an even bigger 49-inch Samsung CRG9 monitor. We also have another setup with a Secret Lab Titan chair, looking super comfy and slick with the rest of the build. This setup is an absolutely fantastic example of how to have outrageously large monitors without it coming off as obnoxious. And that is the end of the list. Check out the description for a lot of the gear that I've mentioned in the video. If you want to see more of these incredible setups, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe with notifications on so that you don't miss the next episode. Leave a comment down below on which setup you think should have been number 1.